Vidhammer Fantasy.
Hey everybody, I'm Spudlow, bringing you your Vidhammer news for March 31st, 2014. Letting you know what's been going on in the world of Warhammer in this past week. I've done a significant amount of games, played a significant amount of games, I should probably say. I haven't made that many battle reports, as you have noticed. There haven't been very many have been put up lately. The most recent one, the Triumph and Treachery one, that just got put up only about a half an hour ago, while I'm making this one. Mostly because this past week I have been painting my Khador army. At least what I've got of it from the actual game starter box that includes Khador and Protectorate. So I've been painting those things to actually get to where I can put them on the table and not feel so bad about them. I figure since there's only a few models, I should do a good job and do what I can to make them as presentable as possible. So here's what they actually turned out looking like. The basic battle box comes with a Sorsha, a Juggernaut, and a Destroyer. And the Juggernaut, after playing the first game with just the battle box, just those three characters, the Juggernaut did everything. He just walked in, hit things with his ice axe, and destroyed them. So he pretty much earned his nickname Juggy after that one, because he is a Juggernaut and because he likes well-endowed women. So the Destroyer, he does pretty good. I mean, he's still got a pretty nice axe, and he's got his little AoE template that he can throw out there. It has not been very effective because he doesn't have a very good ranged attack, and for him to get into a point to where he can shoot, he doesn't get very much off as far as shooting with that thing goes. I suppose I'm not too knowledgeable about when the best time is to use him, but I've played 5 games as of today, total, and most of the time it's just been the other person kind of beating the snot off of me, doing what I can to try to stay alive. And then there's Sorsha, and I've done a good job of trying to paint her to where she looks, she looks decent. The first time that I painted her eyes, I was trying to use the same technique that I used on a Demonette of Slaanesh that I did many months ago. Just doing a black dot and then a white dot of almost the same size, so you get that little bit of an eyeshadow effect, and then some green in the center for the pupil. And I was like, okay, I should be able to do that. And just having her arm up in front of her face, and I guess partly because of the lighting that I had at the time, I just did not do it justice at all. And especially the eyes, the green was much too watery when I tried to put the eye drops into it, and they ended up encompassing her entire eye socket. And the red that went on her lip, I just messed up as I went across her upper lip, and it went all the way up, like halfway across of her nose. And I swear, she looked exactly like the Joker. It was horrible. This big red swipe across her mouth and these huge green eyes. It's like, yeah, that's the Joker. And that I had to go over that again and just repaint it. So it looks kind of like she's, I guess, wearing goggles now, but I can live with it at least. It doesn't look horrible and it doesn't make you laugh. So she's doing pretty good. The other thing that's included with the starter box is the 5 Man-O-War Shock Troopers. These guys are kind of interesting, and they've got a significant amount of health. You can get them in, move them up. They've got reach, so you can smash things with them. And if you shield wall, you make yourself armor 21, which is nice. It lets them survive quite a while. But from the first game that I used with them, I'm like, okay. The first game I played with just the battle box, just Juggy, the Destroyer, and Sorsha. And that one was a win just because Juggy goes in with his ice axe and wins. That's what he does if your opponent doesn't have anything to counterbalance that. After that, when I started playing at 20 points, and other people were bringing a few other things and taking things other than their starter box, it became a different story. And even with the Man-O-Wars out there trying to do their thing with their shield wall, they were okay until they would get in combat with another person's elite character, such as the elves' really high whoop-ass character with a double-bladed staff that came in and saved all of her focus points, and it just moved up and hacked her way down the line of my shock troopers and killed all of them. That was rather tough. But that was also the game where my opponent was shooting arrows, flaming arrows at my people. One of the Man-O-War shock troopers was caught on fire and stayed on fire the entire game, but didn't die from the fire. He didn't die until his Warcaster came through the line and killed everyone. But he sat there on fire. He couldn't hit anything. And we figured he was just afraid, even though the unit was fearless, and he was just basically peeing himself, but he couldn't even pee the fire out. He was just that bad at his aim, I suppose. So we nicknamed him Tinkles, and he has been aptly named such in his armor designation. So I've got those guys painted up so I can tell who they were. I was pretty happy with the way the face came out for the unit champion. I liked that his eyes were not Joker eyes, so he's doing okay. But I'm looking forward to playing some more in the upcoming week. We've got another game of Triumph and Treachery scheduled for this Wednesday. That's going to be me with the Skaven versus Steve with the Dwarves and Bob with the Orcs and Goblins. But I believe I'm going to have a Dark Elf mercenary force, or perhaps one of them does. I know I've got like a point advantage, and it's like the two of them coming at me, so... Well, it's probably not going to be any different than the last Triumph and Treachery game that I played, where everybody just kind of comes against me. All right. That's okay. I'm used to it. Not really, but doesn't matter. But I'm looking forward to that one. I also got to play a game against Grady and his Demon's Chaos this past weekend. That was a lot of fun. I'll see about putting that one up sometime soon. And getting Warhammer started, and once I get a little instructional video made up, I'll post that one first, and then I'll start posting the games that I've done. And a few of them have been only picture games, because I just want to not waste a whole lot of time in trying to film them, especially since it's a learning process and I'm going to be making a lot of mistakes. So bear with me as I learn that game. But tune in if it's entertaining and if you're wanting to find out how to play the game yourself. So that's it for me for this week. You guys take care and keep fighting.